Tom Aspinall, has shared his prediction for the highly anticipated clash between Conor and Max Holloway, and he believes Conor has what it takes to come out on top. Speaking about the matchup, Tom explained that he recently watched several interviews with Conor and came away impressed by what he saw. According to him, Conor looked calm, composed, and completely focused on the challenge ahead. Tom said that while interviews alone do not guarantee what will happen inside the octagon, he believes Conor's mindset appears to be in the right place heading into such a massive fight. Tom also acknowledged that Max Holloway presents a very difficult challenge because he has remained active at the highest level, while Conor has spent a long time away from competition. That activity could certainly work in Max's favor, especially over the course of a long fight. However, Tom believes there is one factor that can completely change the outcome at any moment. According to Tom, knockout power never truly disappears, and that is why he is leaning toward Conor in this matchup. He explained that Conor only needs to land one clean shot for the entire fight change instantly. Even against an elite and durable opponent like Max Holloway, Tom feels that kind of power always gives Conor a real chance to finish the contest. Because of that, Tom is slightly favoring Conor to get the victory and believes his power could ultimately make the difference on fight. Moving on to another news, Dustin has revealed that a return to the UFC is still very possible, but only if the matchup truly excites him. Speaking during a recent interview with One-on-One MMA, Dustin explained that he is still under contract with the promotion and has not completely closed the door on fighting again. According to him, the right opponent would be enough to bring him back into the octagon. He specifically mentioned Conor as one of the biggest fights that would convince him to return. Dustin also said that a matchup with Nate Diaz would definitely interest him because it is another fight fans have talked about for years. He added that there are only a handful of opponents who could motivate him to make another comeback after everything he has already accomplished in the sport. Another name that immediately came to his mind was Justin Gaethje. Dustin pointed out that he and Gaethje are currently tied at 1 win each, making the rivalry unfinished in his eyes. He believes that series still needs a proper conclusion, and that alone could be enough reason to step back into competition. For now, Dustin is enjoying life outside active competition, but his latest comments clearly show that retirement may not be permanent if the perfect opportunity presents itself. Fans will certainly keep watching to see whether one of these blockbuster matchups finally becomes reality. Moving on to another news, Paddy Pimblett believes everything is lining up perfectly for a future showdown with Conor if both of them are successful at UFC 329. While Conor is scheduled to headline the event against Max Holloway, Paddy will compete in the co-main event against Benoit Saint-Denis. With both fighters appearing on the same card, Paddy feels a victory for each of them could set up one of the biggest fights the UFC can make before the end of the year. Speaking about the possibility, Paddy admitted that his dream matchup would be Conor. He explained that it feels strange because he has put together an impressive 7-fight winning streak inside the UFC, defeating respected names such as Michael Chandler, Bobby Green, and Tony Ferguson. Despite those victories, he believes his popularity never increased as much as it did after his most recent defeat. According to Paddy, the attention he received after losing was far greater than after many of his biggest wins. Paddy reflected on that performance by saying, "Many fans believed he actually won the fight, even though he personally disagreed. He made it clear that, in his own opinion, he lost the contest and was honest enough to admit it. Even so, he cannot ignore the fact that his profile has grown significantly since that night. He finds it surprising that a defeat ended up raising his value more than several impressive victories against well-known opponents." Paddy also spoke about sharing the UFC 329 card with Conor, calling him the biggest name in mixed martial arts. He said it is great to see Conor returning and expects the event to become one of the most watched UFC cards in history. While he knows Conor will be the main attraction of the evening, Paddy believes he could become the second biggest star on the card with a strong performance in the co-main event. Looking ahead, Paddy already has a clear plan in mind. If both he and Conor win their respective fights, he wants to compete once again before the year is over. His preferred scenario would be facing Conor at welterweight in New York at Madison Square Garden, believing it would be a massive event for the sport and one that fans around the world would eagerly watch. Still, Paddy understands that nothing is guaranteed in mixed martial arts. He knows Conor must first get past Max Holloway, while he must defeat Benoit Saint-Denis before any future plans become realistic. He emphasized that one punch can completely change everything inside the cage, altering careers, title pictures, and future matchups in an instant. Until those fights are over, he knows every possibility remains open, but he is excited about what could come next. Moving on to another news, Belal Muhammad has shared his tactical breakdown of the upcoming showdown between Conor and Max Holloway, explaining exactly how he believes Max should approach one of the biggest fights of his career. According to Belal, the key to victory is not allowing Conor to dictate the pace during the opening minutes of the contest. Belal believes Max should actually be the one initiating the grappling exchanges instead of waiting for Conor to make the first move. He explained that nobody truly knows how Conor will perform after spending so so much time away from active competition. In his opinion, Conor has added a significant amount of muscle to his frame, and while that may increase his power, it could also have a negative impact on his cardio over the course of a 5-round fight. Because of that, Belal thinks Max should mix in early takedown attempts and clinch exchanges to force Conor to work hard from the opening bell. Even if the takedowns are not successful, making Conor defend them could slowly drain his energy and make him less dangerous as the fight progresses. Belal also warned that the first 3 or 4 minutes will likely be the most dangerous part of the entire matchup. He expects Conor to come out aggressive, looking to land something big before fatigue becomes a factor. For that reason, he advised Max to stay disciplined, avoid unnecessary exchanges, and most importantly, stay away from Conor's powerful left hand during the early stages of the fight. According to Belal, there is no reason for Max to take unnecessary risks because the contest is scheduled for 25 minutes. He believes patience and smart decision-making will be far more valuable than trying to win the fight in the opening exchanges. Once those dangerous first few minutes are over, Max can begin increasing his pressure and volume. Belal also pointed out that the stakes could not be much higher for both men. Justin Gaethje has already captured the title, while Max owns the most recent knockout victory over Justin. Meanwhile, Conor's star power means a victory could immediately place him back into championship contention in almost any weight class. In Belal's view, this is a career-defining fight with enormous consequences for whoever has their hand raised at the end of the night. Moving on to another news, concerns have started growing among MMA fans regarding Conor's upcoming return against Max Holloway. As fight week continues, many people on social media have noticed that Conor has not appeared in the first 2 episodes of UFC Embedded. That immediately sparked speculation, with some fans wondering if everything is going according to plan ahead of one of the biggest fights of the year. The discussion became even louder after reports surfaced that Conor's scheduled after-party at Wynn Las Vegas had been canceled. However, those rumors were quickly addressed when Conor announced that the event had not been canceled at all. Instead, it had simply been moved to Marquee Las Vegas, putting an end to at least some of the speculation surrounding the situation. Another reason fans have been talking is because Conor has shared very little fight-related content throughout the week. Even so, he did post photos and videos of himself out on a nighttime run, showing that he is still training and staying active as fight night approaches. While some supporters remain worried, others believe there is absolutely nothing unusual happening. One fan suggested that Conor is intentionally distancing himself from the UFC's official promotional campaign to remind everyone that he is the biggest attraction in the sport. The fan also pointed to the latest content released on the Mac Life, saying it was filmed and edited almost like an episode of UFC Embedded. According to that opinion, Conor is promoting himself in his own way rather than relying on the UFC's production. Another fan dismissed the concerns entirely, pointing out that the after-party was only relocated, not canceled. They also reminded everyone that Conor uploaded a fresh running video on social media and skipped the early UFC Embedded episodes before UFC 264 as well. In their view, this is simply another case of fans overreacting during fight. Meanwhile, another interesting development has added even more attention to the event. As reported earlier this week, Mauricio Ruffi revealed that he is traveling to Las Vegas to make himself available as the official backup fighter for the Conor vs. Max Holloway main event. For now, everything appears to be moving forward as scheduled, despite the growing online speculation and non-stop discussion surrounding Conor's highly anticipated return to the octagon. Moving on to another news, Islam Makhachev's longtime head coach, Javier Mendez, has made some huge comments during a recent interview with the Russian outlet MMA Brotherhood, and they have immediately fueled speculation about one of the biggest fights the UFC could possibly make. According to Mendez, Islam's team is currently in discussions behind the scenes about a potential super fight with Conor. However, there is one major condition that must be met before those plans can move forward. Mendez explained that Conor must first defeat Max Holloway in his upcoming fight. If Conor is able to secure that victory, then negotiations for a showdown with Islam could become much more serious. In his opinion, it would instantly become one of the biggest fights in UFC history and could attract enormous attention from fans around the world. At the moment, Islam remains fully focused on his upcoming title defense against Ian Machado Gary at UFC 330. Even with all the excitement surrounding a possible future matchup, his team is making it clear that the current priority is preparing for that championship fight. Nothing else will matter unless Islam successfully gets through his next challenge. Javier also addressed the recent retirement rumors surrounding the lightweight champ. According to him, Islam has personally shared his long-term plan and still intends to retire when he reaches the age of 35. Since Islam is already 34 years old, many believe the final chapter of his legendary career could arrive sooner than most fans expect. Because of that timeline, Mendez believes ending his career with a blockbuster fight against Conor would be the perfect way to leave the sport. He described it as a legacy-defining event and a massive financial opportunity that would capture capture worldwide attention. Mendez even suggested that the contest could become one of the most watched events in MMA history because of Conor's incredible ability to draw huge audiences. Despite the business appeal of the matchup, Javier admitted that his personal feelings toward Conor have not changed. He said the rivalry between their camps dates back to the days of Khabib, and those tensions have never completely disappeared. He also explained that he strongly disagrees with comments involving religion and family, saying those subjects should always remain off limits. Even so, Mendez emphasized that this is ultimately a professional sport. He said that if Conor defeats Max Holloway and truly wants the challenge, Islam's team would gladly accept the fight. In his view, opportunities like this are simply too big to ignore, and if everything falls into place, fans could witness one of the most historic and commercially successful fights the UFC has ever promoted before. Islam eventually decides to bring his remarkable career to an end.